Hello and welcome to my channel On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And let's find out what's been on the hook. Lots and lots of things to talk about today. If you are a new subscriber, and I have a lot of new subscribers this week. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you enjoy the video that I have for you today. I also welcome my returning subscribers who are so faithful and wonderful to put in their comments and to watch my videos, to like my videos and all that. I really appreciate that. So welcome back to y'all as well. As you know, yesterday I published a video about Christmas in July fairies, and I am a member of that project, and I want you to go back and watch it if you haven't already done so, and put a comment in there with the keyword, and that way you'll be in the running for the giveaway that I'm doing on July 15. And then if you win that, your name will go to Dana of Wonderloves Crochet, who is sponsoring a big project, and there are lots of YouTubers that are participating, and your name will go to her, and she will pick one winner out of all the YouTubers' names that are submitted, and whoever wins that giveaway will receive a present from every YouTuber. So I'm planning to give away one of my project bags, and I don't know if you've ever seen one. This is an example of one right here. I'm giving one of these away on July 15. It's a zipper bag with a vinyl front. You can put a project in here. It's very nice. I really like it. I've got 2 or 3 that I'm using now. It's very useful for crafting. So there are other uses for it too, and I'll be coming up with some of those in the next couple of weeks. Now, the elephant in the room, which is a beautiful flower arrangement. My friend Joe, who makes the custom project bags, brought this over yesterday, and it is so gorgeous. Look at all those wonderful flowers, and they actually came out of her own garden. So I wanted Joe to explain which flowers were which, and so she agreed yesterday when she came over. We met and went to a couple of quilt shops to find some fabrics, and mine for project bags, hers for her custom project bags. And we spent the day together, had a great time, went out to lunch. She bought my lunch for my birthday. It was so sweet. And I asked her if, when we got home, if she would look at this floral arrangement and tell everybody what the flowers were. So here she is.
Hi Jeannie, happy birthday. A day late, but I thought I would bring you some flowers from my garden. So I'll tell you a little bit about what they are. I can't remember all the names, but these are very fragrant flowers that I got off my native oak leaf hydrangea. These cone flowers, bright pink and bright orange. I bought these little sickly plants at Kmart, and not Kmart, but Walmart, and stuck them in the ground and fertilized them, and they're doing great. These are little flowers that a next door neighbor gave me several years ago, and they just go like gangbusters. Sorry, that one's a little dead. These are a couple of daylilies out of several of varieties I have. This is a false Solomon plant that my sister gave me. This is an arborvitae fern. This is a painted fern. These are Christmas ferns. And this is, I think you call this vinca. It has purple flowers in the spring. And these daylilies still have buds, so they'll keep blooming. This purple flower my sister gave me, and it's got another bud, so it will bloom some more. But anyway, and these are from my Nandina bush, one of my Nandina bushes. So I just filled it up with that just to make it kind of pretty, but I just wanted to bring it to Jeannie for her birthday. And we just had a great time today shopping for fabric, and happy birthday.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. That was so sweet. I appreciate your bringing those flowers to my home, and also for taking me to lunch. That was a very nice thing to do. I also have some other friends who I had a meeting with last weekend. Wasn't a meeting. It was a little birthday party we have for each one of us when our birthday rolls around, and everybody gets the birthday girl something. So we had a great time there as well. And my daughter gave me these beautiful earrings. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen a picture of those, and they're quite gorgeous. It's hard to show them on YouTube, but they're black and they're hammered metal loops, and they're very light. I really like them. I've worn them 3 days in a row now, so I've been wearing them a lot. and I thought they would go with this beautiful outfit. So wanted to tell you that I thank you for all your birthday wishes. That was very, very sweet. My birthday is June 10th, which was Wednesday, and I try not to remember the number of the birthday, but I do thank God that I made it another year. And every morning when I wake up, I'm so thankful that I wake up and can enjoy my day like I do. So thank you all for your wonderful birthday wishes. I appreciate those as well. Now, what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my Ruby sweater, and if you're following me on Instagram, you have seen the progress on this particular sweater. This is made from the URU Sugared Sport yarn from Knit Crate, and I bet I've said that 1,000 times, but I finally finished the sweater and it turned out really nice. It's very, very comfortable. It is not scratchy at all. I thought it might be, but it absolutely is not. So I'm really enjoying wearing this. I made it from a basic pattern, and if you've made any of my sweaters, you will know what the basic pattern is. You take your side seam to side seam measurement and you go from there. All my sweaters so far have been bottom up because the top down sweaters are great. If you can find one in your size, that's great, but I didn't want to size the top down sweater, and I felt like it would be too hard to judge where to increase and decrease in a circle. I just haven't mastered that yet. So all of my sweaters are made either top down, one piece at a time, or bottom up. This particular sweater, my Ruby sweater, was made from a loose interpretation of the America Tank. And Crystal is modeling the America Tank today, so I want her to come over and we're going to look at the contrast between my sweater and hers. First of all, her sweater is made from Cotton Fair. It's a number 2 yarn. This is also a number 2 yarn, and this is wool and nylon, so mostly wool, and it behaved very similarly to the Cotton Fair. I like both yarns, quite beautiful, and as you know, I bought some more of this yarn in different colors to use it because I really, really like it. I like the way that the yarn works with the crochet hook. I really enjoy that because it just slides over the hook. It's very easy to use, just like Cotton Fair. So if you look at Crystal's sweater here, her neckline is a little bit different from mine. And what I did was, instead of starting my stitches over farther when I went to curve the neckline, and those of you who have made my patterns, you know what I'm talking about, I always mark the center, and then we mark a position where we want to begin the decreases up the side. So on Crystal's sweater, I started those much farther apart. As you can see, the curve starts right around here, and on this sweater, it's basically a circle neckline, and I just put a very small space here between the decreases. So I decreased up, and I didn't decrease very much either. So that way the neckline stays closer to the neck. On this pattern, I actually extended the neck out a little bit farther so you have more space between the neck and the beginning of the sweater at the neckline. So that's the difference here in the neckline. The trim was basically the same. I think I did 4 or 5 rows of single crochet around. I did start some decreasing where the curve starts right here, and I did that on this as well. I started decreasing here and there in the center, and I think I actually did it on the shoulders and one in the middle of the back. So all around I did a decrease on the first row, and the first round I should say, with a smaller hook than the fabric hook. So I used an H hook for the neckline trim. I used an I hook for the body of the sweater. I think this, I might have used a J hook, and this is also done in double crochet. This is done in half double crochet. So you can see that the sweater is crocheted closer together so that you don't really need anything under it. Now, I'm wearing a tan, as I usually do, a tan tank top under this, so that because the light coming in from my office light here, it comes in and it really accentuates the holes in the sweater. But if you're just generally walking around, the sweater is not immodest. On this, I would probably wear a white or a navy blue or even a black tank under this, It's not really designed to wear by itself, but you can change that by using a smaller hook to crochet using a smaller stitch, for example, not a double crochet but a half double crochet. And that way your stitches will be closer together and you probably won't need anything on under it like a tank top or something like that. On the sleeves, on this particular sweater, I only crocheted a couple of rows of single crochet, if that many. It looks like maybe 2, and maybe the neckline is only a couple of rows. On this I did more rows around the neck. And then on the sleeve, where this ends right here, and on crystal it's right here, I added probably about 8 rows of half double crochet. But before I did that, I did a row of single crochet around the edge of the armhole. I started with that, and then I added several rows of half double crochet. I did not put a row of single crochet around the bottom. So I did the edge of the armhole. After I sewed the underarm seam here, I added 1 row of single crochet and then 8 rows of half double crochet to match the fabric on the front and back of the sweater. So I actually just extended the arms out. Now I did do some decreasing. If you've purchased any of my other patterns, you'll know that sometimes on a sleeve, if I'm adding on to the armhole and not laying it out flat, but if I'm adding on in rounds, then I will decrease a little bit up here at the top so that the line of the shoulder is soft. And that way, if you use the decreases at the top of the sleeve, then that brings the sleeve in just a little bit. A function of the sleeve size is also how far up you sew that side seam. If you leave an opening that's bigger, then your sleeve is going to hang down farther. And if you like bigger sleeves, that's how I would do it. And you don't even have to decrease up here if you're not worried about how that looks, or if you just crochet it and see if you like the way it looks. You don't have to do it my way. But on my upper arms, I like to have it a little bit tighter, although on this particular sweater, I think I have the length the way I want it. I didn't want it to be too long. I just really liked this length, and I had about maybe a half a hank left on my last ball of yarn. So it took me probably 800 yards to make this, maybe 850, and then if you make a larger one or if you make a longer one, you might need 1,000 yards. And that's what I would buy to begin with if you're using a size 2 yarn, just like when you're making an America tank. Now at the bottom, I did something different. At the bottom, I did, and I don't know if you can see this, here's the bottom of the back fabric to here. Let me point this out. And then I added on to the bottom of the sweater because it wasn't quite long enough for me. And I did the bottom 5 or 6, 7 rows in rounds. I did not go back and forth like this fabric is done back and forth. This fabric is crocheted back and forth, back and forth. And that gives you ridges on your fabric. When you crochet in rounds, there are no ridges. It all looks the same. I hope you can see that. It all looks the same. So it gives the bottom of the sweater a little bit of a different look there at the bottom rather than just continuing on back and forth. And then I would have to do the back the same way. So I just did rounds all the way around the bottom of the sweater. And it looks like I did 5 rounds of half double crochet, not stopping, just going round and round and round. And I chain one at the end of each row, slip stitch into that chain one when I come back around to meet it. So it's a little bit different look, and it looks a little bit like a band at the bottom. And so because I did the sleeves in rounds, I did this in a round as well, all the way around, all the way around. I didn't turn it. I didn't turn the fabric when I got to the end of the row. I just slip stitched and kept going, chain one, keep going. And that gives this fabric on the sleeve a little bit different look from this fabric, just like the bottom row does the same thing. I also did rounds around the neckline. So I didn't go back and forth. I did a round, came back around, and kept going in the same direction. And that gives this little piece of crochet a little bit different look, but it matches the sleeve and the bottom of the sweater. When you're using the basic pattern of the America tank and you can change it like I did, And if you want to run this back and write that down, you can do that. It's not hard to do. It's just that you have to be consistent to make your bands match each other. I think that's important in a sweater design. I think it's nice if you try to match the neck, sleeve, and bottom band to each other. It gives the sweater a cohesive look, and it looks like you've planned it. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about how I finished the sweater. I really, really like it. It's very comfortable. Now, the next time I make it, if I made the same sweater out of the same yarn, or even the cotton fair, I would make it bigger. I made this sweater to fit, and I only put maybe an inch or two of ease. I didn't put very much ease at all in this sweater, so it fits very close to my body, and that's okay. Every sweater I have is a different fit, so I try to show you different ways that you can fit your sweaters. But this one has a much tighter fit because my side seam to side seam measurement was a certain amount, and then I only added 2 inches to the whole thing. So on the front fabric I added 1 inch, and on the back fabric I added 1 inch. So that gave me a 2-inch ease around the bottom of the sweater. I'm wearing a black pencil skirt with this sweater, and it's a very nice look. It's very smooth, but you could also make the sweater much larger at the bottom, still keep the same design elements, and it would look really, really nice. So there's a lot of variations you can make to this particular sweater that I have here. The America Tank is, you know, it's flexible. You can do anything you want to with it. And once you make a sweater or two for yourself, you can gauge how much ease you want in the bottom of the sweater, and it's just wonderful because you can just go from there and make it the way you want it to be. You can make the neckline as wide or as narrow as you want, the sleeves as long or short, and as wide as you want, as deep as you want. And the sweater itself can be made from a beautiful deep color yarn like this, and it's really beautiful without a lot of fancy stitches. And that's my focus, to make patterns that are easy for you to make. So just wanted to show you this sweater. I hope you'll try something like this yourself. Okay, on to the works in progress portion of my show. I have 2 crochet projects in the works that I'm working on now actively. Now that I'm finished my Ruby sweater, I'm going to work on these 2 projects and try to get them finished before the yarn comes that I ordered from Darn Good Yarn. They're going to sponsor my making a sweater with their yarn, and I ordered the silk yarn, so I can't wait to try it. It's so exciting, but I wanted to finish these, or at least get a little bit farther along on them before the yarn shows up. So I will show you what I've done so far, and maybe this week I can work on these a little bit more. Of course, this is the beautiful U yarn in the Cayenne colorway, and I'm making this out of an H hook, which is a 5.0. This again is the fabric, very, very beautiful. I have probably 10 inches done on this. I've done a little bit of work since I showed this to you last, but not enough. I really need to make more progress with that. But I'm making a sweater similar to my Ruby sweater. It has a little bit more ease at the bottom, so it will fit a little bit differently, and I'll show that to you when I complete the sweater. My second work in progress is the black Bamboo Pop sweater. This is the yarn that I'm using, Bamboo Pop in black. It's a number 3 yarn, and it's made from 50% cotton and 50% bamboo, and it is so soft. Those of you who have bought the Bamboo Pop and are making a sweater from it, I know that you know what I mean. It is just so soft, and it crochets up really nice. The stitch definition is great, and it seems to hold up very, very well. I made a red Bamboo Pop top last year. I've worn it many times, and it looks brand new. So I would encourage you to make a sweater from this. This is very, very lovely. Now I have one side already made, and I'll show you this again. Those of you who watch me every video will remember this. This is my Bamboo Pop top, and it's in black, so it's really a little bit more of a challenge to crochet, and I'll tell you that right up front. But this is the back of the sweater, and I'm crocheting the sleeves right into the fabric. Not difficult to do. And they are 3/4 sleeves, or maybe just a little shy of that, a little bit shyer than 3/4 inch sleeve. But that is the back of the sweater. I'm sorry my light keeps blowing out. Then the front of the sweater, I have gone this far. So I've done probably 6 inches, not enough. I really need to move forward with this. It doesn't seem to be a very loose fitting sweater at this point, and I'll stand up and show you. The side to side measurement is pretty tight. It's about like this ruby sweater. I will probably do an experiment on this, and because it fits so tight, I might put a gusset in it. I don't know if y'all know what that is. You sewers will know what that is, and maybe knitters, I don't know. But it's a piece of fabric that you, in this case, I would just crochet it between the two fabrics, and it gives a little bit more give underneath an arm or along the side of a sweater, anything like that. You call it a gusset. It's a piece that's fit in between two major pieces of a garment. So I might try that just as an experiment, because when I started this last year, I was very thin, and I probably measured myself and thought, well, this will have plenty of ease in it, but it really doesn't have very much ease, and I'm not sure I want to make it all that tight. I would rather the sweater fit a little bit looser, just, for comfort's sake, if nothing else. So that's the progress I've made on these two sweaters, and I will hopefully be working on those so that when my silk yarn comes in, I can start working on that. So I made a little trip to my post box, and in my post box was a package from Nancy Gorse, who is Nan's Next Knots on the Crochet YouTube channel, and she had sent me a couple of face masks, which I really appreciate, Nancy, because I don't really have time to make any more of these. I made some to begin with, but I don't have any more time. So she made these for me, and they actually have the pocket in them where you can put a filter if you want to. And this is one of them, this beautiful turquoise and white, so pretty. And it has almost like a t-shirt connector at the top, the strap across the top, and the other one you just put over your head, I'm guessing, like that. So that is a very nice face mask. Thank you, Nancy. It also has the bendable nose cover there, so you can adjust it to your face. The other one is so cute. I wore this in my family Zoom meeting last week, and I got some laughs. This is a very girly face mask. I love it. Oh, it's a beautiful floral fabric, and it's made just like the other one. So Nancy, thank you so much. I can use those. Because most of the places I go now require a face mask. And I'll tell you, yesterday when Joe and I went to the quilt shops, they required a face mask on. And if you didn't have one, they had disposables that you could use. But I have my own face mask, so that wasn't an issue. But I think from now on, there may be companies that just really want you to do that. So it's good to have one in your purse. Throw it down in a Ziploc or something and have it at the ready, so that if you go somewhere you have to have a face mask, you might have one in your purse ready to go. This week I received a box from Knit Crate, which I always look forward to now. They have some really nice things. This is the actual Malabrigo box that comes once a quarter, and I have thought about maybe canceling it, but the yarns are so beautiful, and if I don't make them up right now, it's no big deal. I can just put them in my stash, and I can make them when I get ready. So these are the colors of the yarns that you might receive. They don't give you a choice. They will send you what they want you to have, and all of these would have been perfect for me. I love them all. Love them all. This is it's called Worsted Washed, and it's 210 yards on the ball, and it's 100% super merino washed in washed wool. And look at that. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful yarn. This is what it looks like in the hank. I always like to show it both ways because it's a totally different look sometimes. This is very similar though. Look at that. But the purples seem to come out more in this particular ball of yarn than the hank. But this is the hank. Isn't that gorgeous? It has some beautiful yellows in it too. I really like it. And there were 2 hanks of yarn in the box, and there was also a little tote bag that says, "I'm ready for whatever life throws at me, but I really hope it's yarn." Like that. That is a little tote bag that they sent for the quarterly gift. So I think that was really cute. I like my Knit Crate subscriptions. I like both of them. I get one every month. which is where this came from. And it's nice to get the yarn and you feel it and you go, I'd like to have some more of that, which is I'm sure what they're trying to do. And then the quarterly Malabrigo, which is always a beautiful, beautiful yarn. That's a worsted weight, by the way. I think I told you that, but that's a number 4 weight. Now on to the embroidery portion of my show. I love embroidery, always have, and I have taken it back up in a small way. I'm still focusing on crochet, but I love to do embroidery. So I decided I would do a piece which is the traceable. Is you trace it onto linen, and you trace the pattern onto linen, and then you embroider on the lines. And I wanted to show you this. This is the other day I showed this in my video. This is a little pattern by a lady on Etsy, and I'll put her link down in the description box. Her website is countrygardenstitchery.com, and I'll put that information down in the description box. But this is one of her designs that I really, really loved. It has the 3 little birds, one there, one there, one there, and some flowers around it. She's got it shown on a pillow here, but that's not how I'm going to do it. I'll probably frame it. But I went out and I bought the linen, and then I bought the carbon paper, and I traced it onto the linen. This is an example of what it looks like when you trace it by carbon paper onto the linen. This is another of her designs. This is the poppy design, poppies and lavenders. I think it's these are lavender flowers. I've made 2 patterns with the carbon and the linen, and I wanted to show you this one. I've already started embroidering on this one, so this is a work in progress. The little bird is done up here, and this one is done. There's a couple of little lines there I have to do, and the little guy in the middle is done as well. Isn't he cute? Peeking out from the little hole. And this is all going to be probably about an 8 by 10 or something size. I've done a little bit of work on the birdhouse. Not difficult. I'm just using lines. I probably won't do very much satin stitch here. I know that the hearts right there are satin stitch, and that's what she's described. But I am using my own colors. The colors that she mentioned in her pattern are not a brand that I know anything about. So I went to DMC and I just picked out some colors that were, to me, seemed beautiful. Now I am using a back stitch here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm using a back stitch to make these lines, and it's not difficult. I was working on this while I was on the phone actually the other day. So I did all that work just in an hour or so or less, just kind of listening to a phone call. And I'm finding that to be a lot of fun. And I keep it all in a big box here. And my Q snaps finally came in. These are 11 by 11 Q snaps. And this is in lieu of an embroidery hoop, but it's a little bit too big for my birds. And I am actually doing those in the sewing method, where I'm just sewing it like a pair of socks or something. I'm not using an embroidery hoop. I don't like embroidery hoops. I bought this really for my Lost in Time project, and I may end up using it or not. I tried to put my Lost in Time project on this, and it didn't work out, but I wasn't trying that hard, so I might try it one more time. But I wanted to show you my little bird project, and it's so cute. I'll put the link down in the description box of the lady that does these designs. They're very simple to do. You can do these in no time. I mean, seriously. And I'm using 3 strands. I'm not using what she describes to use. I'm using 3 strands, and actually on the little birdhouse I am combining, I've lost the 2 colors together. I'm using 2 strands of brown and 1 strand of a light brown together on the little birdhouse, just to experiment to see how it looks. Because I noticed in another project that they have, you use 1 strand of one color and 1 of the other, and they're blended together. They look really, really pretty together, and that's the first time I've ever heard of doing that, because my embroidery days were many, many years ago, so things have changed quite a bit. And I've noticed that the embroiderers now that you find on the web, they use more than 1 strand. They're using 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strands to do regular embroidery, and I think it's beautiful. It gives the picture a bigger pop. It's wider lines, and just so much more fun to look at. I really like it. So here are all the colors I've bought so far. Everywhere I go, I buy a few new colors, and so I'm kind of building up my inventory so that when I see a pattern I can do it, and I'll have the thread to do it with. Those of you who follow me on Instagram know that I give an update every so often on my Lost in Time project, and it's just and I'll show you the picture of it because some people have asked me, will you show that one more time? Yes, I will. Be glad to do that. This is the picture of the full coverage embroidery piece. Now, something interesting, this was printed actually in the, I believe it was the 90s or the 80s. And this came along before the full coverage embroidery was really, really popular. Heaven and Earth Designs has made that very popular, and it's a real challenge to do a full coverage embroidery. And that means that every inch of the picture is actually cross-stitched. There's no open area like there is on that piece that I just showed you. That has a lot of open area, and it's really line drawings on that. But this is a full coverage embroidery piece, and it's a challenge to do. There are, as you know, 66,000 stitches in this project. 66,000 stitches, and I think 37 colors. I'll have to look that up, but I think it's 37 colors. So it's slow going, but I'm going to make it work. Now I'm just working in the top corner, and I've done probably 200 more stitches. I've done 2 more blocks here, and there's a little bit of yellow in there, and I'm starting to use a little bit of light purple. So it's looking a little different. It's not boring. There are some blocks of color where I can work a little bit faster. So I've enjoyed that. I have 65,000 stitches to go. So I'll keep you apprised of that. Now, Joe has another project bag to show you. Really, really cute.
Hi, it's Joe with Joe for Totes and Hi Jeannie, and I'm looking forward to our trip in a couple of weeks to look at more fabric, buy some more fabric. I'm just going to jump right to the bag today and show you this really nice bag that is going to Robin in Kentucky. And when Robin first sent me her email, she had a couple of bags that she had really liked that she'd seen on Jeannie's YouTube channel. And other than that, she didn't have a whole lot of preference, other than she didn't want black or red because that was a competing team's color. So I understand that. So one of the bags that she had liked was a turtle bag. Now, this turtle bag is not like that turtle bag. This is different, but this came together so nicely. So let me start to show it to you. This is the pouch on the outside, and it has the same fabric that I've used on the handles. But let me show you this medallion. I just thought it looked so cute with this bag, and to me, those blue little beads on there reminded me of bubbles, as well as the outside pouch has the little blue dots on it too, kind of turquoise blue. That reminded me of being undersea, and you can see all these beautiful turtles. This fabric is just beautiful. Let me show you the back of it. It has real deep colors and then some light colors. She also wanted an outside zipper pocket, so I put the same fabric as you see on the pouch in the zipper fabric. And then this is the zipper charm that I put on it, and it has I have a stash of charms, and so I had a little starfish, and then this little bottom bead right here and the top bead around this silver one are opals, and they look really like undersea bubbles. So I put that on there, and I'll show you some more of that in a minute. So she wanted an outside zipper, she wanted a top zipper, and then she wanted an inside zipper. So, the other thing she wanted was a pouch to hold a water bottle. So this is the only pouch she wanted on the outside side to hold a water bottle, and it will very well. And on this side pouch, I used navy duck cloth or canvas, and I used the same on the bottom. And there's a couple of threads I still haven't gotten off the bottom yet. But anyway, I really like this canvas on the bottom. It's a more sturdy fabric than the cotton that I normally use. And I thought, if the water bottle sweated, this would absorb it maybe a little bit better. So if I can find dark fabric in canvas that coordinates with bags, then I think I may go to that for the bottom because it really is very durable. If I can't, I'll just use the cotton, which is fine as well. So on the zipper tabs, I put the same coordinating fabric that I used on the handles, and instead of putting an embroidery stitch on the handles, I just made little, because they're pretty busy with this repetitive pattern, I just used little waves. I used 3 lines of wave stitches, and that gives it stability, and it looks very nice. Let me show you this cute charm that I had in my stash. It is a fish, and I thought it went so well. And then I put those opal beads on there that to me looks like the fish is blowing bubbles. I don't know. I think of weird things sometimes, but I thought that went pretty well. And let me show you the inside of the bag, which has one zipper compartment. And this has a green fabric that looks like grass. You know how seaweed is underwater and it's moving? Well, that's what that reminded me of. So I put that on the inside because I have a green zipper there, which coordinates with the green in the turtle fabric. And then she has some stitch markers in there as well that have all the coordinating fabrics as the outside has. And then for this pull tab, or for this zipper charm, I had another little charm that had a starfish on it, and then some little blue that reminded me of underwater too. So this is going to Robin in Kentucky, and I think that she will really like it. I'm hoping she does. I think it just turned out so nice. And I've been sewing a lot. In fact, I made this entire bag on my back porch. It's a big screened-in back porch. And so it got a little warm this afternoon, so I was glad to finish this up. But I will start 2 bags tomorrow for Gina. And the 2 bags that I'm starting, one is a sunflower bag and the other is a Harry Potter bag. And Gina found these fabrics and mailed them to me, so she'll have those by late next week if everything goes well. But I was real tickled to finish this bag today for Robin in Kentucky. Thanks. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Thank you, Jo. That was so pretty. I love turtles. I love that turtle fabric. That was really beautiful. And thank you for bringing those videos to us. I appreciate that. I know my subscribers really love to see your bags. Now, for the giveaway portion of our show, I have a Crochet Surprise box that we are giving away this week, and we're going to select the winner today. And if you went back on my video and entered a comment with the word rug, you will be entered into the giveaway in a few minutes. So I just wanted to show you what this was. This is a rug that is in this month's Crochet Surprise box. There is a picture of the rug. Very pretty. I think it's pretty. I'm sorry, I'm shaking there. It's really pretty. And the yarn used is homespun in the Painted Desert color, and that's contrasted with an off-white Yarnspirations Bernat yarn, both acrylic. Very, very nice. I like this project. There's a lot of yarn in here, and I doubt you're going to use it all. You might use it for something else, so that would be good too. Along with that is a little wooden cutout that says Hope. And I use this in my thumbnail because hope is the name of the game right now. We are all hoping that things will get better, and there's nothing wrong with having hope. So I wanted to put that in my thumbnail so anybody who sees that will know that we promote hope on this channel. We're not going to be negative. Everything's going to be great. Also, there's a little metal can that you can put a plant in. That's what I would do with it. And, you know, attach this somehow to the plant. I think that's a really nice touch. Again, we're going to talk about hope on this program. I hope y'all are having a wonderful week. Now let's turn the camera to the computer and find out who wins the Crochet Surprise box this week. Okay, so here we are, and the URL is right here for last Monday's video, and the keyword, which was rug, is right there. So let's find out how many comments we had and how many people are in the running for the giveaway gift this week. That would be 309 viewers and subscribers. Thank you so very much. All right, so let's go over here and find out who wins the Crochet Surprise box with the ingredients to make the rug. So beautiful. Diana DeForest. Diana DeForest. And she says, pretty rug. So Diana, you have won the Crochet Surprise box. I hope you enjoy it, and congratulations to Diana. Congratulations, Diana. Thank you for entering the contest, and thank you everyone for entering every time we have a giveaway. I so appreciate that you are wanting to join in and enjoy the fun. It's kind of fun to watch somebody win. I hope we all feel okay about that. I know I have a lot of people who say congratulations to the winner, and that's a wonderful way to be. So I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for subscribing and for watching and for sharing and for liking this video. Others might like to join us and talk about crafting. So I try to talk about different things on this show. So right now I'm going to put a link to the Christmas Fairies video right here. I'm going to scoot over a little bit. I'm going to put it right there and go back and watch that and sign up for the giveaway, because that's another giveaway that you can sign up for. And you can also go to the hashtag Christmas in July Fairies. Click that hashtag and you can see all the videos that are out there from the YouTubers. You can enter on every single video. I wanted you to know that. It's not just my video. You can enter on all the other videos. So be sure you subscribe and like the video and sign up for the giveaway with the keyword. So I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you on Monday when we find out what's on the hook.